people. I think most of the fans would, people that are here watching this event would go in favor of anyone that goes against the Soviets because they are such a powerful team. They just destroyed the Australians today. Several of the Australians were hurt, had minor injuries. They, you know, I don't think only one wrestler scored a point on his Soviet opponent. So there's a sort of everyone's rooting for the underdog.
Well, there are a number of interesting things about this kind of event, Derek. One is the international flavor of it, and the other is the fact that you see 10 different weight categories all at once, right from the 48 kilogram class all the way up to the guys who weigh, you know, well over 100 kilograms and perhaps up to, you know, 300 pounds or close to it. So you get all kinds of wrestling. You get the short, the small, quick guys, and you get the great big heavy fellows, and it makes for very interesting wrestling to watch.
You see the different body structures. That, of course, the Japanese being shorter and stockier, these big legs that allow them to get underneath their opponents and come up, at the same time defend the leg attacks. These wrestlers, by the way, I was seeing our monitor here showing the back of the Soviet wrestler. These wrestlers probably have a percentage of body fat down around between 6 and 10%, and the average for average male, 15% is considered good, and for a top-notch athlete, 12% body fat is good. And these guys, the percentage of body fat is down around 8%, and some lower.
Well, you can just see by looking at them that there's not much fat on them. They're very well developed, very strong. The referee calling them out. Now we're into the 62 kilogram category. Yodzo Imura for Japan. For the Soviet Union, Rustam Gadjiev.
The Soviet has a single leg attack on his opponent, and he takes him down for a 1-point score. Soviet now has a leg ride on his opponent. And with this leg ride, he's trying to generate pressure to turn his opponent and expose his back. This leg ride, some of these wrestlers can generate so much power in this area that your small of your back actually starts to curl up. It's tremendous strength.
Is there much pain involved in wrestling in a hold like that?
Yes, there is, because the leg ride type move is done well. You'll feel your back sort of feel like it's going to snap, so you want to go over. Of course, at this world-class sort of thing, the guys, even though they feel it, they want, because they're tremendously strong athletes.
Now the time clock is not working. We know that the score is I think it's 2-0 now for the Soviet wrestler, but we have no idea how much time has elapsed. So we'll only hope that there's an official timekeeper somewhere keeping the track.
The judge, the match chairman over there, I think has official time.
I believe the score is 2-0. Another point, that would make it 3.
The score now is 3-0, Fred. Japanese shoots in for a leg attack. It's just single leg and he gets it up. This shows the tremendous balance of these athletes. Fred, he's up on one leg, and the opponent trying to take him down, and yet he can maintain that balance.
We're not sure how much time is left in this first round. I think I heard someone say less than a minute when they started this.
Soviet tried a little pop under with that front headlock, and it didn't work, and the Japanese wrestler comes up behind, picks up a point. And that ends the first round.
Okay, towel comes in, and I think the score is probably 3-1 now, Derek. We're only guessing.
It is. It's 3-1. I think they got that part of the scoreboard fixed.
This is the 62-kilogram class. Imura of Japan and Gadjiev of the Soviet Union.
On the other mat, I think the United States has defeated the Egypt in every match so far. They're at the 68-kilo class.
Score in this one is 13-3. So one more point in the American.
And that's the victory. United States at 68 kilos. American defeated the Egyptian wrestler by score 17-3.
Now the referee calling the wrestlers out to the center of the mat to begin round 2.
Soviet has a single leg, picked up the single leg on the Japanese wrestler, attempting to take him down, but the Japanese wrestler was very successful in blocking that attack. Soviet wrestler attempted to throw, and they stand him up because he slipped on the throw, and they don't award his opponent any advantage.
Now the Japanese wrestler going to a leg attack. As you mentioned, the tremendous balance, and I think we've especially seen it in the Soviet wrestler.
But the Japanese tilt. If your back opponent, you turn your opponent's back more than 90 degrees, so it's exposed to the mat. If it breaks that 90-degree mark, 2 points are awarded. And the Japanese wrestlers, it was just awarded 2 points. So the score is now 3-3, but the Soviet is quickly back on the attack and scores 2. So he maintains that 2-point lead. He has a leg rod on the Japanese opponent here. And you can see he's bending him over, and he scores 2 more.
Makes it 7-3. Scoreboard clock still not working, so we don't know how much time is left. But an interesting turn of events there for a few seconds when the Japanese wrestler had tied it up.
Yes, it was. This particular Soviet wrestler is the European junior champion. He's 20 years old. The Soviet has a single leg attack here, and the Japanese wrestler is counter wrestling very effectively, and they're going to stand both wrestlers up. There's not enough action on the bottom. The referees will stand them up, warn the wrestlers to wrestle. They want that total action for the 6 minutes that they're out there. That's why it's such a demanding sport. They want total action. You can't take a little rest. You can't depend on any of your teammates. Soviet scores another point there.
And he's going to stand them up again. Scoreboard says, well, it now says 8-3.
Soviet is shooting in with and putting his head down, Fred, and he's just hanging on. He's not finishing his attack, and I would say that he's stalling now. He's got an 8-point lead, and the officials should caution him. I think that's what they're doing now. Yes, it was. Fred, the Soviet was just shooting in on getting that leg. He's got a 5-point lead, and he would get in and just take all that leg and just delay, use up time, burn up time. Now the Japanese wrestler trying to gut wrench here, taking a tight hole around the waist, trying to turn his opponent over to his back by bridging through on his own neck. Now he switched off to a leg ride. Again trying to turn.
And there comes the towel. The match is over. So that's a third victory for the Soviets against one for the Japanese. And in spite of the 8-3 score, that was actually quite a competitive bout.
Yes, it was, Fred.
So that moves us into the 68 kilogram category.